Hey yo, what's up YouTube? DPD19 back here again with another video. We're going to talk about today the overly positive side of MetaZoo and the overly negative side of MetaZoo fans. So it's going to be kind of a more how they've been the last few years thing, not necessarily the last few weeks entirely, but we're going to get into all that all in a second. So when MetaZoo first kind of popped off and when I kind of got more into it and started hanging out in discords was, I believe, around the start of Wilderness is when I fully like went balls deep into it and started to buy a lot of stuff. I was a little fucking slow with figuring out Discord and how that worked and whatnot, so I didn't get into the Discord, the Mezzo Discord, until like probably around UFO, maybe a little later. And one thing I always noticed was overly positive people. And I get it. It was a company ran Discord and they seemed to always ban or block or delete comments that were overly negative or even constructive criticism. You just saw overly positive people. And even when they fucked shit up, you would see the people who are overly positive just kind of suck MetaZoo's dick as if they can do no wrong. And I was never a fan of this. I didn't like it. It annoyed the shit out of me. And it's how you gotta try to keep other people accountable. If you're just gonna say everything, you know, Mike's doing and everything Andy's doing is fucking perfect, then in their head they're gonna think, oh, I don't gotta fix nothing. It's only negative people. That's in every group, any TCG. There's always negative people. What I'm doing is right because these people say it's right. Fuck all the other people. And when I first started YouTube and was talking about MetaZoo, I was overly critical of some things that I disliked, especially card quality. With like Nightfall Pin Club, with the original Pin Club, there were two indentations at the tops of almost all the cards for non-holos, and even the holos on the first Krypton Nation Pin Club. Every single card had indents on the top, and it was the shittiest fucking quality control I've seen from a TCG. It was print wide. It was dog shit. You'd be lucky for a goddamn fucking PSA 7 for any of the non-holos, or 8. Like, it was pathetic, and I was overly critical about it. It continued on to some of the other ones where you saw with some of the promos, like the Stash Loot Phantom car, same exact issue. Anything printed with promo wise, or yeah, I think it was just promo wise from that era, was dog shit. It was just terrible. It wasn't until Wilderness Pin Club that they kind of fixed it. I think even on the non-holo, some still had it, but I don't remember. And nobody was really talking about it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, not one of you have a problem with this? Not a YouTube video, not a, you know, person in the MetaZoo chat, nothing. And again, I wasn't in Argus's Discord. I don't know when he started it, but I wasn't in his Discord until, like consistently 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago, let's say that. And I just saw people sucking off MetaZoo, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. It's not how they're gonna learn. And it always pissed me off, and I was like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just ignore them, and it's whatever. And you always saw the overly negative people when MetaZoo was doing good, even later on when they were still struggling, but they still shipped products out. You didn't really hear from the overly negative people. It was kind of just they're in the shadows waiting for something to happen. And that's what we're going to get into in a bit. And, they didn't say a whole lot. There's certain people that said almost jack shit, that just said one or two shitty jokes every other week or month. And then they went back to their little hole. But once things started going downhill, once the letter came out, all of a sudden, you see all these overly negative people come out the woodworks. People who haven't been in MetaZoo for a year and a half are like, I told you so. I told you this was bullshit. It was going to fail. Oh my God. Oh, it's a scam. It's all shitty, this and that. Like, now that you have something you can, talk shit on for real, now you want to come out the woodworks? Why weren't you saying something back then? Now that you have other people with the same opinion vocalizing it, now you got the balls to come out and say something. And I'm not trying to just harp on them. It's the same thing with the overly positive people. I don't fuck with what a lot of them did either. What a lot of them did is, as things got worse, they just shut up. They stopped talking. And you didn't really hear much from them. Once the Discord ended, even if they joined Argus's, you saw them go quiet. The letter came out, most of them were quiet. I've seen almost none of them say anything. Some of them have, but they've been mostly quiet because they didn't want to see backlash. They don't want to see people talk shit to them, most likely, and be negative. And it's like, nah, you need to keep that same energy. You were telling people that they were just overly negative, that, what they're saying was bullshit, and now you're just being quiet. Or some people like, oh, I've always seen from the start how MetaZoo was poorly ran and this and that. Really? Because I couldn't tell from you sucking their dick in public. Like, it's just the stupidest shit ever. Like, I'm not a fan of the overly positive from back then. I'm not a fan of the overly negative now. They both got issues that they should have just stopped. Overly negative, it's like if you were gone out of MetaZoo for a year, 6 months, a year and a half, and now you just want to talk shit for weeks and weeks and weeks in a Discord, go do something productive with your time. Don't watch a YouTube video of somebody defending MetaZoo. Not even defending, let me rephrase that. I'm not defending fucking Andy and Mike's dumbass. Don't don't go up against people that are, trying to see positives in certain situations or still have any sort of, viewpoint of what the future can look like. You're just wasting your time, and it's kind of ridiculous. It's pathetic, to be honest. Just like the overly positive people hiding in a hole now that the overly negatives are the majority. I don't give a rat's fucking ass how many negative people or who the fuck says what to me about what. We all have different opinions. I don't need to say nothing about your opinion. If it's your opinion, you have a valid reason. If it's a dog shit opinion, I'm gonna let you know it's a dog shit opinion. If I got a dog shit opinion, you could say I have one. I don't give a shit. Like, it's just both spectrums of the overly positive and overly negative I fucking dislike. Like, the ones in the middle that are both have positives and negatives, the people that are trying to be unbiased, those are the people that see both sides and, aren't just going to talk shit all day. They're actually going to see it from multiple points of view. There's people in Argus's Discord that see both points of view. Like, that's how it should be. You don't need to agree with what the fuck I say, but you should at least be able to see certain things of, hey, all right, that makes sense. All right, whatever. Or keep it moving. The whole word coping, good lord, it's fucking hilarious. Once some people find a verb they want to use, they just go off. Oh man, it's every time I see someone say that word to me or to someone else, it's fucking hilarious. It is absolutely very funny. And any negativity on any of these videos is just gonna give me a laugh. So do whatever you want to do. But to say that there's no positives right now, or there's only negatives, or back then that there was only positives and no negatives, those people back then and now are both delusional, in my opinion. You want to only focus on one thing, and I'll touch up on this and call it a day with this video. The same people that say Mike Waddell was a liar, a piece of shit, I knew this, he was fake, he was this and that, are the same exact motherfuckers saying that letter is 100% means MetaZoo's done. It 100% means, it's over. There's no coming back. You can't, they're going bankrupt. No one's going to buy it, this and that. Like, why is it now you want to believe what Mike says? Mike no longer is in the Discord, owns the Discord, doesn't even have MetaZoo Games in his name anymore. So why is it hard to believe that Mike Waddell is no longer a part of MetaZoo Games? Why is it hard to believe that he didn't just have a little bitch fit and put out the letter as one last big fuck you to the community and to the people a part of MetaZoo management. Why is that so hard to believe? It's gone with him, his MO, his whole life from being with MetaZoo. We've all seen the pettiness. We've all seen the fucking snobbiness and the no constructive criticism and the fuck you to fans. Why is this a shocker to people? If it was even a rumor, why it couldn't be true at all. People want to believe what they want to believe at the end of the day, even if they see facts supporting otherwise. They just gonna talk shit. And if you gonna spend your whole day talking shit about a game you don't give a fuck about anymore, you got problems with yourself. Go get a new hobby. Go do something that makes you happy. Don't be shitting on other people because they want to see things in a more positive light. And like I said before, it was the same thing before. People who were overly positive shaming the people who were negative about certain things that were just giving constructive criticism. I don't fuck with those people either. It's ridiculous. You can't. Both sides of the spectrum are just too heavy. Be in the fucking middle and see both sides. You don't need to agree with it, but just fucking look at it from both points of view. I'm rambling again. That's how most of these videos are. I don't know why the fuck anyone's watched any of these. I'm gonna be honest. Hearing my dumbass talk for 10, 12, 15, 20 minutes, like, it still surprises that anyone's watched any of them. So, I just want to thank y'all if you've made it this far of the video. Appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the overly positive people back then when MetaZoo was in its heyday. What you think of the overly negative people today. Again, like I said, I don't fuck with either side. So the people that are saying, oh, I'm just this imaginative hope person with all this only positivity, that's a load of horse shit. I see it from both points of view. And if you don't want to believe it, I don't give a fuck. We'll leave it at that. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.